Hello everyone, I welcome you all on this YouTube channel, the UPSC TV by RS, and here myself Rahul, and I am going to present the Hindu newspaper for your public administration optional for UPSC, CSE and other state PSC examination. And today we are going to cover the Hindu newspaper dated 1st of August 2020. And if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel, don't forget to click on the bell icon, and please try to cover the previous video analysis for the month of July as well. And here basically we are covering the Hindu newspaper and we are linking the context of the current affairs with the content of the theories and thinkers of your public administration optional. Okay, so let's begin with this thing, and I am going to launch the magazine of PubEd optional very soon. So please try to join the Telegram group PubEdpedia official in order to get the regular alerts and details and updates with respect to the launch of magazine and other sort of you can say PDFs and other things. There are more than 900 aspirants. To be more precise, there are more than 928 aspirants that are there in that group. So kindly do join the group in order to get the atmosphere and environment of your public administration optional. Okay, so let's begin with this analysis and let's try to find out the important news articles that you have to cover. And here if you just scroll down in these big news article, here you can see the small news article, the cute one, the small news article in very small letters: civic bodies extend payment of property tax. Okay, so civic body is here, the civic body is North and South Delhi Municipal Corporation, and they are basically extending the timeline for the submission of property tax. In this light, let us try to find out what is property tax and what are the provision of the property tax and how we should improve the collection of property tax, and what second ARC, second Administrative Reform Commission, is talking about, what it is saying about this topic. Okay, and as it is given in the second ARC, you can understand the importance of property tax, or you can say the urban finance. Okay, so let's begin with this thing, and let me bring the PDF of second ARC and let me link this thing with the second ARC itself. Okay, so here if you read second ARC, the fifth chapter of sixth report of second ARC, sixth report is talking about local governance, and fifth chapter of this sixth report is all about urban governance. Okay, rural governance and other things are also there in this report only. So here our topic is not rural governance and our topic is not urban governance in general. Our topic is urban finance component of urban governance. Okay, so here urban finance in this chapter, if you understand, if you try to understand that what we are going to cover in general, urban finance can be classified into different categories. Around 6 categories you can classify. The first one is the urban you can say property tax, urban property tax, and other things like octroi is there, other taxes are there, non-tax means user charges and other things are there, and borrowing and leveraging the land resource, these are the other topics. Okay, but the most important one is the property tax, and we are going to cover it in this PDF only. Okay, so let's try to find out that what we have to cover. So you can use this quote. First of all, before going into the technicalities and other details, you can use the quote by Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. So according to him, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, he said this thing as the chairman, the then chairman of Ahmedabad municipality, said, it is being said that the franchise of electorate has been enlarged and the local bodies have been given very wide powers. Okay, it has been said. True, I accept it. But what good would come out of it unless and until the question of local finance is settled first? So here basically he is talking about the importance of local finance, because we cannot get anything if the question of local finance is not settled first. Okay, so here you can see the importance, and you can quote this thing in your answers while talking about the you can say the topic with respect to the urban finance, local finance, or whatever. Okay, I hope you are getting. The extension of franchise and widening the scope of duties would be like dressing a dead woman. Okay, if you are giving more powers, okay, just try to link with your public administration. In public administration, if you read Henry Fayol, if you read about him, he was talking about what? 14 principles, and in one of the principle he was talking about authority and responsibility. Authority and responsibility should commensurate with each other. Okay, if a person is having authority without responsibility, it is dangerous, and if a person is having responsibility without authority, it is useless. So if you are giving responsibility to the local bodies, and if you are giving responsibilities, you are giving franchise and widening the scope, it basically means you are giving responsibility. But if you are not giving power or the authority, by authority we can say finance, if you are not giving it, it is like dressing a dead woman. These are the words of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India. Okay, so in this light you can link like this, and you have to understand this thing, you have to link this thing with your public administration principles as well. Okay, be it Weber was also talking about the sphere of competence and other things. Okay, so here you can just link that authority is very important. Other thinkers like Gulick Urvik, in their principles also you will get the importance of authority and the finance and other aspects. Okay, even in the Kautilya Arthashastra, the importance of finance and other taxation policy was there, and other things are there. So basically you can link like this. Okay, apart from that, if you just scroll down further bit, you will find the topic. So here other things are there which are very static, and there is no need to read out those things. So these are the data and analysis and all, but as we can see that this is the old data, so there is no need to read out those things. What is important over here is the issue of, you can say, this urban finance or property tax. Okay, so here property tax reform. So here what you have to understand, that property tax is the most important source of revenue of local government, as we are seeing over here. Octroi is being abolished from many states, and this thing is there. Apart from that, earlier what happened was that annual rental value phenomena was being used in order to administer the property tax. Okay, this is something that you should be aware of, annual rental value. But this annual rental value, when it was the basis, there are many drawbacks. Okay, so you have to just be thorough with the drawbacks. The drawback number one, the manner of assessment was opaque. Okay, and it gave a discretion to the assessing official, and it gives inelastic, and it was inelastic, non-buoyant. Okay, so there are problems like, first of all, opaqueness was there. Okay, so what were the problem of ARV? Remember this ARV, annual rental value. The first thing is the opaqueness, number one. The second thing is the inelastic. It was inelastic. Inelastic basically means that elastic, tax elasticity. What do you mean by tax elasticity? Tax elasticity basically means that if you are changing the rate, it is affecting the collection as well. Okay, so this is a kind of elasticity. So because of the opaqueness and lack of transparency, this elasticity was also there, less. And non-buoyancy is the third thing. So these are the problems. Non-buoyancy means that there are the problems, you can say. We will cover it later as well in the next page also it is given, so we will cover it. Okay, so these are the three problems with the annual rental value. And because of the problems, Indian government formulated and circulated the guidelines of property tax reform in 1998, and as a result, large number of municipal bodies had switched from this ARV. ARV means annual rental value, and annual rental value, because of this thing, annual rental value based thing was changed to unit area and capital value method, but still there are problems in many places, and second ARC will say this thing that we have to change from unit area and capital value method, we have to change from annual rental value to these methods like unit area method and capital value method. Just try to remember this thing. Apart from that, another you can say property tax reform is the widening of tax base. So here what you have to understand, that it is estimated that only about 60 to 70% of the properties are actually assessed. This is the problem. Apart from that, there are many other reasons of low coverage. For example, boundary of municipal body. Okay, this is the problem, that it is not expanded because of different you can say things. So boundaries are not, you can say, jurisdiction. Okay, let's say this property is situated here and boundary of municipal body is this. Okay, so this is out of jurisdiction. This is the problem. Okay, and apart from that, you will find the problems like in larger cities, you will find cities development authority are in existence. Okay, so bodies, this property will come under their city development authorities, you can say, jurisdiction. Again there is a problem. Apart from that, in the are in existence the area developed by, so what you have to understand, that let's say city development authority is developing a particular body property, let's say. Okay, so now what is happening, it is under the jurisdiction of this municipal authority. In first case it was outside, but here it is under the jurisdiction. Here in second case it is under the jurisdiction, but as city development authority is basically developing this area, and it will take time in development of this area. Okay, and after the completion of the project, after the completion of this project by city development authority, it will hand over this thing to the municipal administration. Till then there is no tax collection, there is no property tax collection. Okay, and all these things, the handing over, this thing of handed over, technically handed over thing is, it will take time. Okay, so this is the first problem. Okay, outside jurisdiction. In second problem, you can see the city development authority handing over of this thing will take time, and the tax will, you can say, tax collection would not possible. Okay, so these are the things. And state laws, there are many exemption as well in by the state laws as well. Okay, there are number of categories. For example, religious or charitable institution. Okay, you cannot collect the taxes from them. Okay, so for example, in the movies like Oh My God or something like that, you must be knowing about this thing, that the charitable religious collection, the donation collection, all these things are exempted from even from income tax as well. Okay, so all these things are there, and you can just relate these different reasons. Okay, we have covered first reason, second reason, third reason. So ultimately the second ARC will say that there is a need to widen the tax base. Okay, I hope you are getting this thing. So this is the crux of this particular topic, and then the second ARC will talk about this thing. So if you just scroll down, rationalizing the appeal process, so it is talking about rationalizing the appeal process as well, because it takes time. Improving the collection efficiency, there is a need to improve the collection efficiency as well. There are certain reports and other things that are basically suggesting this thing. And making property tax buoyant, I told you this thing now, that there were three problems in the annual rental value method. Okay, that's why we have shifted from annual rental value to unit value and capital value method, unit area method and capital value method. So there were different problems, and one problem was tax buoyancy. Okay, one of the major drawback of the property tax of annual rental value, there were problems like, first of all, elasticity was the problem. Transparency was the problem, means opaqueness was the problem. Okay, lack of transparency was the problem. And third thing was the buoyancy. I told you this thing. Okay, so here it was non-buoyant. Why? The tax fixed for property would remain unchanged. Okay, so here what happened is that it will remain unchanged. There is a kind of staticness. Okay, staticness, it will remain unchanged for a longer period of time, and it will become outdated, but still it will in the picture. So I hope you are getting. So this is the problem with annual rental value. So ultimately what you have to understand, that we are repeating the things. Okay, this we have covered in the first paragraph also, and here also we are covering. So basically the ultimate crux that you have to remember. We have covered the basic context of the recommendation. Now let's just read out the recommendation and you will be able to remember the things. Okay, so here state government should ensure that all local bodies switched over to unit area method or capital value method for assessment of the property tax. Is it very clear? We have covered this thing now, that annual rental value method, annual rental ARV, annual rental method have 3 problems. We have covered those problems, and that's why second ARC is suggesting that switch over to unit area method or capital value method rather than annual rental value method. Okay, I hope you are getting. Okay, this is the first reform. Apart from that, categories of exemption should be reviewed and minimized. We have covered the widening of tax base. Okay, in that we have covered that there are many exemption from the state government. Okay, so those exempted categories should be reviewed and minimized. Apart from that, in order to ensure that the unauthorized construction do not escape the tax net, state laws should stipulate the levy of the taxes on the property would not or in itself confer any right of ownership in case the property is found to be constructed in the violation of any law or regulation. Okay, so here right of ownership nahi milega. There will be the, you can say, danger on the right of ownership if something short of this thing will be found. Okay, there is a kind of warning, you can say. So these are the things. Apart from that, tax details of all properties should be you can say should be in the public domain. Tax details of all the properties should be placed in the public domain to avoid the collusion between the assessing of authorities and property owner. Okay, so there might be the conflict, and also for removing the conflict you have to bring the kind of transparency and all. So it should be in the public domain so that we should know कि हाँ इस property का जो, let's say there is a property. Okay, let me give you some theoretical, some sort of representational thing. Let's say this is the property. Okay, so here if the information is in public domain, okay, with respect to this property, then this property owner can say this thing that हमने जमा कर दिया है, इसमें देख लो नेट पे जाके, and this authority, this different body means different bodies, that different assessing authorities, they can also come to know that okay, हमने अगर नहीं लिया तो इन्होंने दूसरी बॉडी ने ऑलरेडी टैक्स वगैरह ले लिया है. ओके, सो दिस इज समथिंग दैट विल क्रिएट द काइंड ऑफ कोऑर्डिनेशन बिटवीन द टैक्स असेसिंग अथॉरिटीज एज वेल. अपार्ट फ्रॉम दैट, स्टेट लॉज should also provide for tax on properties belonging to the municipal authority which are given on the lease to be payable by the occupants. Apart from that, law should provide for the levy of service charge on the properties belonging to union and state government. Okay, if let's say property is belonging to union or state government, then also there should be the law that they can provide the service charge. Okay, service charge, and there should be the service charge. Okay, because otherwise the union and state government body will say that we are outside your jurisdiction and all those nitty-gritties. Okay, so service charge phenomena is something that you should know. Service charge, you should remember the, you can say, the laws for the payable of other bodies. Okay, we have covered those things. Apart from that, periodic physical verification of the property is required. Okay, for example, even Peter Drucker was talking about periodicity, or you can say for effectiveness, efficiency and other things, periodicity is important. So don't link with Peter Drucker because here we are not dealing with privatization, but still you can just remember periodic physical verification of properties and the taxes levied on them should be done in order to pursue the idea of tax buoyancy. We have covered this thing now, that AVR method have the problem, so that's why you can just understand. Apart from that, physical verification of the properties and the taxes levied on them should be carried out in each municipal area by a separate wing directly under the control of chief executive. Okay, so these are the things. And computerized database GIS mapping should be prepared for all the municipal areas. Okay, because we are dealing with the property, and property is something that is not like your mobile phone that you can put in your pocket, Okay, so property is something that can be traced, that can be traced by GIS mapping. Okay, so GIS mapping of the municipal area, and these things can be done. For example, if you just try to link this thing with the EWS reservation. Okay, EWS reservation is going on 1000 square foot, 100 square foot, whatever. Okay, so these are the, you can say, criteria and other things. Okay, so how you can how you will find out those things. Okay, so in those things, GIS mapping, other things you can use as the tool to basically identify the malpractices and other things. Apart from that, randomly selected cases of assessment should be audited by the government auditors, as is done by the CAG in case of union taxes. So randomly selected cases of assessment should be audited, so there should be the audit as well. Okay, so these are the things that you should remember: GIS mapping and auditing and service charge and other things with respect to the problems that we have discussed earlier. As a solution of those problems, you can just remember the things. Apart from that, octroi was the main source, but now it is not there. Okay, so there are some states where octroi is still there, so that's why there was the recommendation. Okay, but try to avoid such kind of recommendation, because these you can say source of second ARC is very old, so maybe it is not there even in Maharashtra and other places. Okay, so that's why there is need to avoid such kind of things. Okay, but still remember, octroi should be abolished from the you can say proper mechanism. It should not be the proper mechanism, it should not be the, you can say, streamlined mechanism. That's why octroi recommendation you should remember. Apart from that, other tax. So here the second ARC is saying that following principles should be followed while administering the other taxes. So manner of determination of tax should be made totally transparent, there should be the transparency. And apart from that, as far as possible, all levies may be based on the self declaration of the taxpayer, and but this should be accompanied by stringent penalty in case of the fraud and suppression. Self declaration should be there, but this should be the you can say this should be the, you can say, stringent provision, stringent penalties will be there, should be there in case of fraud and suppression of facts and other things. Apart from that, cost of tax collection and the compliance should be reduced to minimum. Okay, tax collection cost should be less. Okay, this is one of the principle of economics as well. When it comes to tax collection, I am unable to recall, but I guess it is the Adams principle of tax collection, if I am not wrong, but you can just Google it out. There are around 4 principles of tax collection. One of them is the cost of tax collection. The cost of tax collection should be, you can say, less. Okay, so I hope you are getting. Apart from that, there should be an independent unit under the chief executive to monitor the collection of all taxes. Okay, so and there should be the proper monitoring. And apart from that, appeal, here we are talking about all other taxes, not property taxes. For property taxes, it is saying that there should be the proper audit like CAG audit. Okay, like CAG audit, there should be the body and there should be the proper audit. Apart from that, appeal against the order of assessing officers should be with an independent quasi judicial authority. So here above this assessing officer, there should be the quasi judicial authority. Apart from that, article 276 clause 2 of the constitution may be amended to enhance the upper ceiling of the profession tax, and this ceiling should be reviewed periodically. Okay, so this is all about the you can say this other taxes. And for non taxes, there should be the user charge, as we have covered earlier as well. In property tax as well, that service charge etc should be there. Similarly, user charge is one of the provision, and if you just scroll down, you will directly get the recommendation. Significant portion of grants to the so significant portion of grant to the municipalities must be linked with their own efforts of resource raising. Okay, so these are the 3 to 4 things that are, you can say, there. You can just read it out. Okay, there is no concept and something like that, there is nothing like that. Just read it out and you will be able to remember the things. Okay, just try to read it out. Okay, and there are no keywords as well. Okay, and if in case there are keywords, you can remember those, but here there are no keywords, so this is very difficult to remember these things exactly. But just try to remember that second ARC is saying something on and this non-tax, tax, borrowing and other things. Okay, so for borrowings also, second ARC is suggesting certain recommendation, and leverage the land as a resource, okay, in order to get more finance and other things. Okay, again GIS and other things. Just try to remember property tax was the main topic of the day, because we are covering this in the context of property tax only. Okay, apart from that, if you just scroll down further in The Hindu dated 1st of August, you will find one more article. So here COVID-19, this is the editorial, COVID-19 crisis as a metropolitan battle. So here you have to go through this article once. There are certain random points that you can read out from here. For example, the first of all, the writer is talking about, you can say, lack of integrated urban planning. Okay, so for example, in our Constitution of India, you will find the Metropolitan Planning Committee. Okay, this MPC, as you can see over here, Metropolitan Planning Committee. So government has, in many states, Metropolitan Planning Committee is not there, and in many states, if it is there, it is defunct. So problem is there. So in COVID-19 pandemic, we are witnessing all these things, that problems are there. And as per annual survey of Indian city system, this A6 2017 report, it has found that only 9 out of 18 cities, metropolitan cities, have this MPC even on paper. And if you read out the you can say in the reality, those 9 are also in the, you can say, are also in the question. Okay, so I hope you are getting. Apart from that, big municipal capacity is not there. For example, Mumbai has the highest number of officer per lakh population of 938. Okay, so 938 officers per lakh population. Mumbai, it has the highest number in India. But if you compare with the other metro cities of other countries, for example, Johannesburg 2922, around 3000, you can say. New York with 5446 officers per lakh population, but India 938, it is the highest. Okay, you can just understand other places, you can just imagine what is the situation. So capacity is not there, personal capacity is not there. In second ARC also personal capacity is covered. So here you can see the kind of repetition, or the kind of, you can say, concise version of second ARC. Similarly, planning is something that is recommended in second ARC, that is there in second ARC. You can say the bodies are being suggested, district planning committee should be formulated. These things are given in the second ARC. I am not covering it. I will cover it in some other days, because here we have already covered one bigger article. Okay, we will cover it for sure. Apart from that, need for authority. So here basically it is also talking about the weak mayor and council. So for this topic, you can simply search mayor for public administration. Okay, so on my channel only you will get one video with respect to mayors in India, mayor in India for public administration. Just type it on YouTube, you will get my video here. There you will get the parliamentary bill, private member bill by Shashi Tharoor, and apart from that you will also get the second ARC recommendations and other things, that mayor committee, mayor cabinet phenomena and other things. So please try to search it out. Okay, you will get 10-15 minute video on my YouTube channel only. Okay, apart from that, here the writer is also talking about the parastatal agency. Parastatal agency basically means the kind of agencies that are directly you can say accountable to the central government. It creates problem because it is a kind of, you can say, powerful authority. For example, you can say DRDA is there, district rural development, and this rural district DRDA is there. Okay, district rural development agency. Apart from that, you will get for example, you will get water sanitation committee, district water sanitation committee, you will get district health society. And the problem is that second ARC has said that parastatals should not be there, because parastatals are working parallel with the local government. Okay, local government has the elected official and elected, you can say, elected people. Okay, elected representative. But on the other hand, parastatals have the, you can say, officials of the government like IAS officers and all, and they basically capture the power. So second ERC says this thing that parastatals either they should be merged or they should be abolished, but in reality they are still there. And the irony is that even in your schemes like Swachh Bharat Mission, even in your schemes, in your different schemes, you will find that these parastatals are you can say given the role of implementing agency of the different schemes. Okay, so on the one side there is the proper you can say analysis that they should not be there, power should be given to the local government, local bodies, but on the other hand the you can say latest government schemes are basically providing the opportunity to these kind of parastatals only, and this is the problem. Okay, this is the kind of irony that we are having. Apart from that, state government is also having the controls. This is another problem. Okay, state government control. And apart from that, you will also find that functional ward committees and area sabhas are not there. Okay, ward committee, area sabha, this is the recommendation of second ARC as well. It is not there. This is also a problem. So let's say this is municipal corporation or municipality. Okay, so below it you will find different ward committee, let's say many ward committee, 3 ward committee. Okay, this is the kind of imagination. Okay, just you can just understand the hierarchy. Okay, apart from that, below it there should be area sabha. Areas, these are the recommendation of second ARC as well. Area sabha is nothing but the kind of you can say this is the kind of gram sabha. For example, in rural villages there are gram sabha. So in urban localities, urban society, there should be the area sabha. Okay, on the same line, on the same analogy, area sabha should be just like gram sabha. In gram sabha you will get all the you can say adult members of the society, all the you can say all the people who are able to vote, they are the member of this gram sabha. Okay, similarly in area sabha you can say same kind of structure should be there. This is the recommendation of second ARC, and there should be the kind of you can say some sort of people who are elected from this area sabha, and there should be one chairperson of this area sabha, and this chairperson should represent him at the ward committee. So area sabha, ward committee, then this municipal corporation or municipal committee. These are the recommendation of second ARC as well, but nothing is there on the ground level. So use this thing, use this thing, use this thing, this thing and this thing. Okay, apart from that, at the conclusion, writer is talking about the Tokyo metropolitan government and all. Again, second ARC, if you read the second ARC, the original second ARC, at the end you will get the kind of annex and the kind of annexer and all those things. Okay, all those tables and all, and there you will get the example of Tokyo itself. Okay, so Tokyo monitoring committee, metropolitan government examples you can quote in your answers as well. Okay, so here writer is doing nothing but giving you the different you can say dimensions where you have to understand from the perspective of COVID-19 that these are the problems of urban local government. Okay, so this is it for the day. I hope you are getting all the important news articles that are relevant for your public administration optional from the dated from the Hindu dated 1st of August 2020. Okay, so this is all about the important news article. There are no more articles in the Hindu. And apart from that, one more article is there. Okay, so let me bring this thing as well. I just forgot to mention it. So this is very small news article where you can say this is the state news of Maharashtra, where they are having the Asmita scheme. Asmita scheme is nothing but a scheme where sanitary napkins are being provided to the women of menstrual age. So this is a kind of social issue or social sector scheme, or you can just understand that it is related to society and social issues. But what you have to understand that here the you can say the implementation, the quality and affordable sanitary napkins through a network of women SHG. This is important. Here you can use this thing as the fodder material that how SHGs are important, because SHGs are given in your public administration paper 1 In paper 1 there is a heading called development administration, and in development administration you have the topic called women and development and self-help group. So here you can use this thing as the fodder material to use as a case study in your self-help group. Like in a Smita scheme of Maharashtra, women self-help group, the network is basically helping to provide the sanitary napkins and all those things. So just try to use this thing as a case study in your answer writing. This is it for the day. Thank you so much and have a nice day.